nonetheless from the stroke. Our credits me tomorrow at 3 hours, so we go well, we can have a peaceful agreement, whether sales could be reinstated, and then find out yourself that things have to do with a power tank, with some sugar sometimes, some honey, and it gets the same result. So just pray for it's a willing spirit for everyone to take a step back and see what's best for Cynthia. So they're activating her help in the past very much. Do some work. Just putting her in some way to glorify the prayer. Christ's name. Back in Genesis chapter 3, verse 15, Christ, the Lord making one of the curses against the snake, the serpent, that one day if the woman's seed, one would come that would, the serpent would bruise his heel, that he would crush the serpent's head. And from there on, until Christ first got that trail is evident throughout the Old Testament. And every time some new person comes on scene that's prolific, Israel would be asking themselves, is this the one? This one's going to stomp on the serpent's head. This one's going to deliver us. And every time the snake bit them in the heel, they died. Whether it was Moses, whether it was David, whether it was Solomon, they were not able to crush the serpent's head. Although they were men of great renown and great fame, and gave Israel great hope at times. Time after time throughout the Old Testament, people would rise up and give great hope to Israel, and then Israel would pass. Christ finally came. He rejected it. So as we come to this passage here, it's easy to get caught up in the narrative of Jacob and Laban, Rachel, Leah, and they're not the heroes of the story. They're characters in the story. God behind the scenes is the one doing all the work. Whether man's faithful or not faithful, whether he's using a deceiver or a godly man, his purpose is never thwarted. So as we study this, I want to just kind of dig into the deeper picture that's going on in the Bible, not just the obvious moral inferences we come to with Jacob and Laban's interactions. So somebody would read that first portion. This is the promise of. So each in Genesis chapter 12, God appears to Abraham and gives him the Abrahamic covenant. In Genesis chapter 26, he appears to Isaac and reinstates that covenant. In chapter 28, he appears to Jacob and says this. That's why when it says that I'm the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they're the ones that God spoke this covenant to. So this is his speaking to Jacob. So somebody read verse 13 to 15 and 28 at the top of the page there.
And behold, the Lord stood above it and said, I am the Lord, the God of Abraham your father, and the God of Isaac. The land on which you lie I will give to you and to your offspring. Your offspring shall be like the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west and to the east, and to the north and to the south. And in you and in your offspring shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Behold, I am with you and will keep you wherever you go. I will bring you back to this land, for I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you.
Who initiated this meeting? Did Jacob crying out to the Lord? The Lord initiated it. Was it based on Jacob's goodness, his righteousness? Jacob was seeking God with all his heart, so God said, you know what, this guy, I gotta honor him because he's such a good guy.
Didn't see.
He was a deceiver. He was a deceiver. He's on the run for his life because his brother wants to kill him. So the question I get our heads around, first of all, if you would receive these promises from the Lord himself, how might you think your life would go from there on? If God appears to you and says what he says to Jacob, I'm going to be with you. Your seed's going to prosper. That's not even married. Your seed's going to prosper. It's going to go really well for you. How would you read this? As you're leaving Bethel, what's your outlook for the future?
Thank you for understanding.
Yeah.
Good
Smooth
night.
sails.
Yay.
So it's going to be. What did God actually promise?
Promises descendants would have a blessing.
And what else? What are like the mechanics of the promise?
So what?
What are the mechanics of this promise? Moving parts. What did God actually promise Jacob?
That he would have descendants. Bring it back.
Go back to the limit.
Right?
Would leave us so that promise.
Right, I'm with you and keep you wherever you go. So, is God lying to Jacob? So no matter what happens in Jacob's life, these promises are 100% accurate and true. Regardless of what it seems like, God's making a very strong promise that Jacob didn't ask for. God initiated it. He's the hero. He's the one perpetuating Genesis 3:5-15. That's from the seed of the woman. Keep tracing it to the Old Testament, and finally, I'll share right here for you. So, when Moses wrote this, he's expecting us to compare chapter 29 with chapter 24. So if you turn to chapter 24 real quick, so keep your finger at 29. Go to 24. And some of you read verses 1 through 4 of Genesis 24.
What chapter?
Genesis 24.
13. Genesis.
Now Abraham was old and advanced in age. The Lord blessed Abraham in every way. Abraham said to his servant, the oldest of his household, who had charge of all the young, please place your hand under my thigh, and I will make you swear by the Lord, the God of heaven, the God of the earth. Remember that you shall not take a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites. But you will go to my country and to my relatives and take a wife for my son Isaac. Is that for? I don't have any coverage.
What's Abraham's chief concern?
The son is in the faith.
Not
Not
the
marry a daughter of Canaanites.
So, also the very same thing that Rebecca told Isaac why they didn't send him to Laban, because they didn't want him to marry Canaanite woman. So, on the paper here, I put down the servants. This is chapter 24, verses 10 to 14. Somebody read that for me. Portion of the paper.
And the servant took 10 of his master's camels and departed, taking all sorts of choice gifts from his master. He arose and went to Mesopotamia, to the city of Mevo. He made the camels kneel down outside the city by the well of water at the time of evening, the time when women go out to draw water. And he said, O Lord, God of my master Abraham, please grant me success today and show steadfast love to my master Abraham. Behold, I am standing by the spring of water, and the daughters of the men of the city are coming out to draw water. Let the young woman to whom I shall say, please let down your jar that I may drink, and who shall say, drink, and I will water your camels. Let her be the one whom you have appointed for your servant Isaac. By this I shall know that you have shown steadfast love to my master.
Okay, so what's the servant, Abraham's servant's main concern? What's that?
Get Jacob alive.
Right, how did he go about ensuring that that mission would be successful?
Great.
He went to God, straight to God. He even gave God a whole scenario. God obeyed the scenario. And this guy was so serious about doing this master's bidding, getting the exact wife that God wanted for him, for Isaac. And he was not going to settle for anything less. I mean, it's so crystal clear. There's no chance he was going to fail. As far as he's concerned, he's giving God, Lord, I'm making this really simple. If this happened, I'll know this is from you. And did it happen? Just like it said. Okay, now flip over to 29 verses 1 through 8. You know, to read those.
One through eight.
When Jacob went on his journey, he came to the land of the people of the east. As he looked, he saw a well in the field, and behold, 3 flocks of sheep lying beside it. For out of that well the flocks were watered. The stone on the well's mouth was large, and when all the flocks were gathered there, the shepherd would roll the stone from the mouth of the well and water the sheep, put the stone back in its place over the mouth of the well. Jacob said to them, "My brothers, where do you come from?" They said, "We are from Aram." He said to them, "Do you know Laban, the son of Nahor?" They said, "We know him." He said to them, "Is it well with him?" They said, "It is well, and see, Rachel his daughter is coming with the sheep." He said, "Behold, it is still high day. It is not time for the livestock to gather together. Water the sheep and go pasture them." But they said, "We cannot until all the flocks are gathered together, and the stone is rolled from the mouth of the well. Then we water the sheep."
Okay, so verse 29, chapter 9, the first verse, when Jacob went on a journey, he came to the land of the people of the east. It sounds like it's a very simple trip. Bethel was 55 miles from his original home. Where he's at now is 350 miles from Bethel. It took him a month to get here. Another 350 miles on his own. By now he's got nothing left. But if he gets to the well, the same well, probably the same well that Abraham's servant went to, same scenario plays out. Question I ask is, what are some similarities you see in this account? Between 24 and 29, what are some similarities?
Feeding the watering the cattle and sheep. They were doing a task to set them apart.
Trying to figure out what kind of well that was. Get the roll of going like 6 years.
This is well over 70 years after Abraham's servant came, so change form some.
Rebecca was going to be there, but he said, didn't say Rebecca.
24, Rebecca.
She watered and
Rachel.
watering.
I think Jacob doesn't have the camels. He's flying solo here.
Oh, that's great.
What time the women came out to the well?
Okay.
He said Rachel was daughters.
What are some differences?
Well, in the one in chapter 29, Isaac didn't approach the Lord to ask for a sign. He just took out it all.
Jacob's not even asking God for direction.
The guy is servant, anybody, he just wanted he asked the Lord to do it all himself.
Yeah, well, Abraham's servant was leaning on God the whole time. He did not want it. If God makes me a promise that my seed is going to be fruitful, and then especially after You had Ishmael. What else do you see?
The servant came with all the camels and all the treasure and everything else. Jacob just shows up.
Jacob has no dowry, no way to purchase a wife. A little backstory here. The shepherds waited till all the sheep were gathered before they pulled the rope. It took several shepherds to roll the stone off of the well, and Jacob asked them to water them. What did they say? It's all they gathered.
He rolled stone away by himself.
Yes, he did.
Pretty strong guy.
Very strong guy. What would I tell you about his concern for anybody else?
He had his eye on her, so he cared about the others.
How that different from the servant, Abraham's servant?
Rebecca watered the he watered David watered.
Well, the servant didn't care what the girl looked like. He just wanted her to fulfill his request to the Lord.
Right.
Jacob wanted Rebecca. And she was fair-faced and born. It was a waste of sexes.
So they tell Jacob, we're not rolling the stone away until all the sheep are gathered. There's still several flocks that haven't get. And the stone protected the mouth of the well. With the wind blowing and the sand could get in there and fill it up, and they didn't want to take that risk. Well, obviously the only water source for a while. So they told him straight out, we're not moving till all the sheep are here. And he goes and bypasses that, and does that for himself.
Yeah, he kind of orders them to do it, the way it's worded. He felt like they should do what he said, I think.
Well, what's the first thing he asked them?
Yeah. You know, Laban.
You know Laban. And their answer, you don't see it in the English. Their answer is, yeah, we know Laban. Yeah, we know Laban. You're with him? It makes sense that you'd roll the stone away too. Okay? So, because right now is as far as Jacob is concerned, is God's will going to be progressed here? Is Jacob seeking to progress God's will?
He doesn't even ask. He's doing his own thing.
Makes an assumption.
Yeah, he's kind of working his
Yeah.
way.
So you would expect when you read chapter 24, you would expect Abraham's servant to be successful because it's all God, and he's throwing himself at God's feet. And in our world, that would be successful. When Jacob comes in, he doesn't recognize God at all. What would be your expectation? Just if you're a moralist, you think God blesses you because you're good, and He curses those who are wicked. What would be your expectation for Jacob?
If he's not asking God, he's doing his own thing. So you would expect that it kind of fall apart.
You would expect that. God's will is never under the subject of man. We have nothing to say about God's plan. All right. The next passage. Someone read Genesis 24:15 through 28.
Rebecca had a brother named Laban.
Oh, Laban again.
Laban ran out toward the man to the spring. As soon as he saw the ring and the bracelet on his sister's arm, and heard the words of Rebecca, his sister, thus the man spoke to me. He went to the man, and behold, he was standing by the camel at the spring.
Let's say, wait a minute. What's the first thing Laban recognized? First thing he saw?
Ring bracelets.
That sister got them bracelets. Okay, go ahead.
Come in, O blessed of the Lord. Why do you stand outside? For I have prepared the house and a place for the camels. So the man came to the house, unharnessed the camels, and gave the straw and fodder to the camels. And there was water to wash his feet and the feet of the men who were with him. Then food was set before him to eat. But he said, I will not eat until I have said what I have to say. He said, speak on.
Speak on. Verses 15 through 28. Somebody read those? I read. You read this one. 15 to 28 in the Bible.
15 through 20.
15 to 28. That's just before the one that we just read.
Before he had finished speaking, behold, Rebekah, who was born to Bethuel, the son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, came out with her water jar on her shoulder. The young woman was very attractive in appearance, a maiden whom no man had known. Went under the spring and filled her jar and came up. Then the servant ran to meet her and said, please give me a little water to drink from your jar. She said, drink, my lord. And she quickly let down her jar upon her hand and gave him a drink. When she had finished giving him a drink, she said, I will draw water for the camels also until they have finished drinking. So she quickly emptied her jar into the trough and then ran again to the well to draw water. And she drew for all his camels. The man gazed at her in silence to learn whether the Lord had prospered his journey or not.
Yeah.
When the camels had finished drinking, the man took a gold ring weighing a half shekel, and 2 bracelets for her arm weighing 10 gold shekels, and said, please tell me whose daughter you are. Is there room in your father's house for us to spend the night? She said to him, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, whom she bore to Nahor. She added, we have plenty of both straw and fodder, and room to spend the night. The man bowed his head and worshipped the Lord, and said, blessed be the Lord, the God of my master Abraham, who has not forsaken his steadfast love and his faithfulness toward my master. As for me, the Lord has led me in the way to the house of my master's kinsman. Then the young woman ran and told her mother's household about these things.
Okay. So, reading that passage. Then reading the one that Jan read. I'm going to read 29, 9 through 14.
Now while he was still speaking with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, where she was a shepherdess. And it came to pass, when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near and rolled a stone from the well's mouth, and watered the flock of Laban and his mother's brother. You're where? 14, you said?
Yeah.
Then Jacob kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and wept. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's relative and that he was Rebekah's son. So she ran and told her father. Then it came to pass when Laban heard the report about Jacob his sister's son, that he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him, and brought him to his house. So he told Laban all these things, and Laban said to him, "Surely you are my bone and my flesh." And he stayed with him for a month.
Okay. What are some of the similarities you see between two accounts?
They're practically the same.
24. What happened in 24 is the same as 29.
There's a woman at the well.
Okay.
They met the woman, and the woman took them home.
Lord, let him right.
Right. He wasn't looking to be led to the right. He was looking. There's no indication. Moses goes out of his way to make sure we understand. In 24, the servant was giving God every inch of ground that he could possibly give God, not to mess this task up. Jacob is just going. Who comes out to meet Abraham's servant? Well, Rebecca goes in and tells Laban the brother, and the first thing he notices is on Rebecca that she's got some nice new jewelry. And that's some serious shekels of gold on her arms there. What do you think he saw when he saw Jacob?
No.
Well, he thought. The last time it was very lucrative, the dowry that he's not there yet. He's coming out hoping to see a very rich man like the last time. Last time someone came from Abraham's house, he made out really well. He had camels full of stuff that they had a huge dowry that they gave for Rebecca. And they bought her outright, and Laban made out really well. So he ran out when he heard, this is 70 years later, 70 plus years later, he runs out again thinking, cha-ching, what did he find?
Nothing. Nada.
Hobo.
Got nothing.
Yeah.
You knew that. He was 70 years old back then. So I don't know anything.
It's hard to say Rachel, because she's Laban's kid. Could be close. I don't know, it doesn't say if Laban's older or younger brother. It doesn't say. So how does Laban treat the servant when he comes? Abraham's servant, what does he say? Top of the page on the scripture there. How does he treat him?
He invited him down to his house.
Right. What did the servant say?
Hold on a second, I've got to tell you something first.
And then Laban says,
What?
he says what? Speak on. So Laban gets in conversation with him because connivers are always looking for information how to exploit you. He's like, speak on. Oh, whatever you have to say, I definitely want to hear this. He's listening. So how's that similar to Jacob in chapter 29? It's a very quick sentence or phrase.
Verse 15. my relative, that you therefore serve me for the.
No, we're still not there yet. We're still in chapter. We're still in. Before that even.
Man had a meeting, raised the kids and invited him to his house.
Okay, brought him to his house. And
Jacob told Laban all these things.
Jacob told Laban Laban starts asking a lot of questions. Why are you here? What's going on? Why didn't you come with an entourage like your last guy? There's no reason to believe Jacob didn't tell him everything. Explain why he's there and why he has to, why he's got.
That's probably a mistake on the biggest part.
He doesn't know that yet.
The Spirit man will find that out.
He probably tells him that he's a fugitive, that his mother said he'll be gone for a couple of days, but he's not welcome to come back in. Utah's still pretty hot, I'm sure. So he's not going to come back right away. Then a month goes by, he gets to the next part of the chapter. 15 through 20, let me read that, verse 15 through 20. 29, 15 through 20.
And Laban said to Jacob, I swear my relative should be therefore serve me for that county. What shall your wages be?
Okay, stop for a minute. Let me go back just for, Jacob tells Laban all these things. So if he tells him how he took Esau's birthright with the suit, he told him how he stole his blessing by claiming to be Esau, Isaac, and he had to leave because Esau wanted to kill him. So when Laban says what he says, surely you are you are my bone and my flesh, what did he really say? It's more than just that.
What's yours is mine.
When you say you're a conniver, it's like I am.
We're the same person.
Yeah.
Kindred spirit.
Your kindred spirit. He's trying to. Jacob pours his heart out to his uncle. And his uncle takes it very lightly, but that's cool. I've probably done the same. What does that do for Jacob's relationship with his uncle? If you spill your guts to somebody, you did all you're wrong, what would be your expectation they're going to say?
Why don't
Right. But his uncle goes, yeah, I've probably done the same. What would that do for Jacob and the uncle? As far as Jacob goes towards the uncle, and the uncle's a conniver. He's been at this a lot longer than Jacob has.
kind of cement the relationship?
Yeah.
When this together.
Yeah, they feel like,
Oh, you understand me then? Oh.
yeah,
Then
camaraderie.
the camaraderie, yeah. Well, he trusts them. He's building, connivers, con men want to build your trust. They want you to let your guard down. And all the while they're just plotting how to rob you. Well, verbally.
Yeah.
Okay. The 29, pick it up, please, again. 29 through 20, 50 through 20.
Now Laban had two daughters, the name of the older one was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. And they were not believed. But Rachel was beautiful and long face. Now Jacob loved Rachel, so he said, I will serve you 7 years for your daughter Rachel. Laban said, it's better that I give her to you than to give her to another man. So Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed to him a few days.
How much time transpired between his arrival and this meeting with Laban? A month. So he's there for a month. Why do you think Laban offered Jacob a wage to work for him?
Free labor.
He had free labor for a month. Building trust, building
That was good, 7 years.
You ain't getting nothing free.
He didn't say that. What did he say?
Said you shouldn't work for nothing, what can I pay you?
Did you call him a freeloader, or what's he doing here? No. It acts like he's doing him a favor, right? I can't take your labor for nothing. You get a contract here. Tell me your wage. Tell me what you want. I'm here for you. I'm here to. I can't rob you. I mean, you've been here for a month working for free. I can't do this to you. You're my nephew. Let me get you under contract. I'll be a great boss. They make an agreement. What was the agreement? Okay, now the average price for a wife was 50 shekels. The average pay for a shepherd was 10 shekels a year. How many years would he have to work minimum to get Rachel? 5 years. So he offers 7. Why do you think he offers 7?
See how serious he was.
Make you feel more attractive.
Make them feel more attractive. Neither one of them have trust for each other. Both connivers. These things, I'm gonna have to give him a deal that he can't refuse. I'm gonna give him, how about if I work for 7 years, for 10 shekels a year, and I'll get, at the end, you'll get your 70 shekels, and I'll get Rachel. Where's God in this?
Nobody.
In Jacob's mind and Laban's mind, is God anywhere part of this? What do you think?
Cheap labor.
What seems to be Jacob? Yeah. What seems to be Jacob's reason for choosing Rachel?
Better than 2.
I mean, what's Jacob's reason for choosing Rachel? God put the halo on her.
She was a 10.
She was a 10. You know, I have to debate over the years what weak eyes meant.
Go. We got it.
Is that what we-
Yeah.
Oh, possibly.
No one knows for sure. It seems that in that generation, to have sparkling eyes, to have lively eyes was a sought-after commodity. Maybe Rachel had really bedazzling eyes. You know, he makes a deal. He thinks it's all going to go good, go well. This is not a family agreement. This is a boss labor agreement. Jacob makes a deal that he figures his uncle can't refuse, and he doesn't. Seems really well. Somebody read verses 21 through 30.
Then Jacob said to Laban, "Give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go into her." And Laban gathered together all the men of the palace and made a feast. Now it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah his daughter and brought her to Jacob, and he went into her. And Laban gave his maid Zilpah to his daughter Leah as a maid. So it came to pass in the morning that, behold, it was Leah. And he said to Laban, "What is this you've done to me? Was it not for Rachel that I served you? Why then have you deceived me?" And Laban said, "It must not be done." And so in our country to give the younger before the firstborn. Fulfill her week, and we will give you this one also for the service which you will serve with me still another 7 years. Then Jacob did so and fulfilled her week, so he gave him his daughter Rachel as his wife also. And Laban gave his maid Bilhah to his daughter Rachel as a maid. Then Jacob also went into Rachel, and he also loved Rachel more than Leah. And he served with Laban still another 7 years.
Okay, so 7 years elapses. Jacob is counting the days every day. Can't wait. Seemed like a few days. Loved her so much. 7 years expires. You fulfill the side of the contract. Was Laban counting the days? Was Laban counting the day? Was he mindful of the contract?
Yeah. He knew when
Probably.
it expired.
Then why didn't he initiate the conversation?
He's getting, hoping to get more time on
Yeah. Who has to initiate the conversation?
David.
Jacob has to go to him and say, I've served my time.
Maybe he didn't have a third time.
7 years completed, he initiates it. And what does it seem that his main reason for being so anxious to get married? Yeah.
He's 84 years old.
77 about.
Right out the clock.
You wanted to be with?
Yeah, it seems the sexual union was what he was chasing more than anything. Give her to me, so let me go in her.
Did Jacob serve those 7 years afterwards? Or did he serve, did he take the 2 women for wives and then
Yeah.
work
Yeah.
for 14?
He had Leah, which he thought was Rachel. They consummated, so that wedding was, that marriage was sealed. He didn't ask for divorce, so he honored that. Then they had the week of the relationship between the husband, between Leah and Jacob had to be fulfilled for a week. And the wedding feast was over after that. It was a week-long wedding feast.
Yeah.
So the first day of the wedding feast, they have the consummation of the marriage, and they celebrate, they have a banquet for a week. At the end of that week, everybody goes home. So he said, at the end of this week, honor Leah for the week. At the end of the week, I'll give you Rachel as well. Then you can serve me 7 more years. So we got both Rachel and Leah at this time.
So he had to serve, after he married the 2 women, he had to serve 14 years total.
Plus 6 more after that even.
He had to wait 7 years before he got married.
No, he got Rachel right away.
Well, that's what I.
After a week.
Yeah, just 1 week.
After
He
a week.
married Leah. He consummated the relationship with Leah. And a week later, he consummated it with Rachel.
One Rachel was put out.
What did he have, four boys?
Leave there.
4 boys, 2 kids, 5.
We'll discuss that one next week, because that's a really beautiful thing. What happens on Jacob's wedding night? Gets a little drunk. What happened?
Wasn't who he thought it was.
But clearly this was not,
Well, it must have been dark in there or something. Oh my gosh. You can tell
Well,
the difference between
all right, well, when you read what he said after 7 years, he said, Jacob said, to give me my wife that I what? What's he saying? What's he been waiting for 7 years?
offspring with Rachel.
Not offspring yet, he's looking more of the act that would bring offspring. So he wasn't expecting to do a lot of talking when he and Rachel got together in the tent. Which is why when it was Leah, it was so easy. He wasn't looking to build a relationship socially. If he had started talking to Leah before they consummated, he would find out right away that it wasn't Rachel. And he probably has a little bit of drink on him, a little inebriated, and Laban took advantage of that, full advantage, knowing Jacob enough, took full advantage of it, and wakes up the next morning, poor Leah. You ever read this and just try to put yourself in the people's shoes and think, what was Leah thinking? Jacob's never shown any interest in her. Hard to know. She certainly went in with it with her father.
Yeah, she was denying her like her father.
I don't think women had a whole lot to say back then.
No.
No, women back then didn't. Much to say about anything.
One of them was upset being traded from somebody working for him. Like that's the normal thing. So Leah thought I'm married now. So let us not get
So how did Jacob respond to this? He wakes up, heard a guy preach a message on life. That's life in a nutshell. You think you're marrying Rachel, in the morning you wake up and it's Leah. You have all the hopes that this is. I mean, Jacob, I'm going to marry this amazing, gorgeous woman. My life's going to be so much better. God is so good. He's on the throne. My life is going to be amazing. Everything is coming together for me. I worked my 7 years. The next morning you wake up and it's Leah. It's Leah.
They must have been similar in physical attributes in order for.
You think? It just. My mind boggles at these things. But the scriptures are so funny, not funny, but it's so, the irony of this. So what's Jacob upset with? Been deceived because somebody dressed like somebody else, patched himself off with somebody else, and fooled him, pretending to be somebody else.
Oh, the irony.
But is this not, if he divulged this to Laban, wouldn't Laban take a sort of, what's he going to say? Laban getting all this information. If it's somebody who knew the most about you wanted to use the information against you, they would have no problem doing so. Know your weaknesses, know your flaws, know your history, know your things you wish you could forget. And Laban talking to him and getting those information starts piecing together. I can use this. I can use this. What's he going to say? And if he brings it out, when they say, "Oh, like what you did to Esau," he's getting power over Jacob. Okay. So then Jacob, what does Laban say after that? He says, "What do you say about his country?"
Older goes first.
Yeah. You have to marry the oldest first.
Yeah, he says, Laban said, is what? Not done so where? I don't know how y'all do it back in your world, where the younger gets to usurp the older. That doesn't happen around here. What's he saying? Who's the younger?
Rachel.
But also who's the younger?
Jacob was the younger.
Jacob was the younger who usurped Esau the older twice. So it's just common practice. Who cares? Who cares if you don't want me to move the rock over the well? Who cares? I'm doing it. Who cares if Esau's the firstborn? I want it. Who cares? And Laban used even that against him. In our country, the oldest goes first. May not be in your world. That's how our world works.
Yeah,
So
this goes back to back when it said, so he told Laban all these things. He told him too much.
he told him. But Laban just
Told him too much.
Laban he's fishing. He's fishing the whole time he's talking to Jacob. He's just fishing.
He's back
I
there
can
writing it all down.
I'm gonna put that in this pocket. I'm gonna put that the other thing in this pocket. So even in the midst, at some point, is Jacob going to say, "Where is God in all this? Is God being thwarted by Laban? God being thwarted by Jacob? No. When we're at the hands of deceivers, God's still with us? Is there anything they can ever do to us that is ever going to thwart God's plan for us?
Nope.
No, even if we're foolish enough to be like Jacob at the moment, God's still weaving.
God is on the throne.
I don't think God said, wow, I didn't see that coming.
He told him, I'm with you. Wherever you go, I'm going to be with you. My promises will be... Now, Jacob is going to, over the next 14 years, 13 more years to go after this, before he leaves to go back. He's got 13 more years dealing with Laban, before he finally says, it's enough. I can't take this anymore. Even God meets with him then.
Another thought that I have in there is that he wanted to marry Rachel, which he did get to, but she never had any of his kids until later.
Yeah.
Well, he also deceived the Lord against Job.
What's that?
Over there.
Jacob deceived Laban with the livestock.
Yeah, we'll look at that next week. They went back and forth. Laban, look, even that you see God kept blessing, no matter what Jacob did, whatever time, 10 times I think he changed his wages, and every time God just adjusted. So, I guess the question I'm asking, what solution did he offer? He offered keep Leah and then add Rachel. But did God?
More years.
Yeah. So did God forget what he had promised to Jacob in Genesis 28, 13 to 15? How do you know? How do you know he didn't? The covenant. No matter what it looks like, no matter what the world looks like, either God's promise is intact or my understanding of the world is true. Right now, Jacob thinks he's at the mercy of Laban. He's just in school. His school is in session. Think of Israel. Think through this. And how many times in the scripture did somebody deceive somebody else? God still intervened. Think of when David brought Uriah back and tried to deceive him into going into Bathsheba, and he wouldn't. He has Uriah killed. God still used Solomon, the son of Bathsheba, the wife of Uriah, in the line of Christ. Judas betrays Christ, deceives him, betrays him. And he can do his words. God's still on the throne.
That's right.
Always. Always.
I have a friend that's getting all wrapped up in all the politics, conspiracy theories and all this stuff, and I had to remind her, so what? this is all God's, however it turns out, that's how it's supposed to turn out.
No.
He either allows it or he causes it.
Right, that's what you'd expect. When you read chapter 24, you'd expect that it would work out well because God was in the people's minds that were the key players in chapter 24. They were seeking God with all their heart to make the right choice. So when that works out, you expect it to work out. As a reader would read chapter 24, like, well, of course it worked out. They gave God all the glory. Then you get to chapter 29, and it still works out, even though nobody's seeking God. They're all fighting among themselves. They're all seeking their own path. They're making foolish choice after choice. And still, when it's all said and done, God still wins out. So when you're reading, for a Jew to read these 5 chapters, it should be speaking to them. That's God. Whether I'm seeking Him or not seeking Him, I can't thwart Him. Whether life is going against me or for me, He's still working His way. He's with me. He's never going to not be with me. And if He's with me, I don't understand all the moving parts right now. But if He's with me, He's with me. His promises are yea and amen. So,
God's got a plan and He's working His plan.
He just doesn't share that plan very often.
No, we don't know what that is exactly, or when it is exactly. But it's there.
Y'all did well. There you go, Leah. That's Ron knows.
1 John
What?
4:7-8.
7.
1 John 4:7-8, just like that.
Chapter John.